We are preparing to go live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on live right now. And if you find us, if you happen to browse through, we are the Platinum platform by GDM-Metropolis, broadcasting to you live right here from Singapore. And you can always find us on the Platinum platform on Facebook or YouTube/C/Talk About Live. Now, this is let me just show you where we are. If you happen to browse through, go to the Platinum platform. And then you will find us where you will find today a very special guest with us. All right. And that's Miss Francia Gardner. All right. Now go to the Platinum platform. We are live. And this show is going to be replayed live again on Facebook and on YouTube/C/Talk About Live. And I'm your usual Vicky Esther Chang. It is a wonderful afternoon here at 12:38 p.m. 12:38 p.m. It is 18th of November 2022. And right there we have Miss Francia Gardner. Francia, you know, we are right here. It's a really warm, humid summertime in Singapore, in the tropical island. Tell us where you are, and I'd like to welcome you to Singapore, Francia.
Thank you so much, Vicky Esther. Thank you for having me on the show today. My name is Francia Gardner. I am in Dallas, Texas. We're actually here. It is November 17th, my oldest daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Francia, too. And it's around 10:40 p.m. Central Time. And I'm just grateful to be here.
So just before we get into your book and the purpose of our podcast today, Francia, it means that you are 14 hours younger than me, right? Today?
Yes, ma'am.
You're behind. And which means that you are always younger than me every day.
That's right.
Can you imagine, like, mathematically, you know, you're a psychologist, grad, mathematically, you're 14 hours younger than me today, and then multiply that by 2 tomorrow. That means you're always younger than me.
Facts. That part.
Right. A little bit about Francia. Francia, you've got like 3 books on Amazon. One of your books is one of the best sellers on Amazon. And today we are in international collaboration with you and the other co-writers, which I'm so honored to have everyone following this project called the Gold Nuggets for Entrepreneurs. And you will find Francia Gardner and the other writers when the book is out. So today is a pre-release publicity for the book Gold Nuggets for Entrepreneurs that is going to come out at the end of the year. Francia, tell us about your chapter and why does anyone should read your chapter, which is Black Economy, Black Businesses. The floor is yours, Francia.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you again for having me and also having me along as in the collaboration. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. So Black businesses in America, I really go through some of the history of how Black businesses were started here in the United States of America. I also discuss some of the challenges that were faced for the descendants, our predecessors. And so I also, moving forward, shine the light on some of the successes of some of the Black business owners currently. And really, I go through to surmise it, I go through a resource, give you about 10 to 15 resources for owning a business. And the great thing about the advice that I shared is that they're universally used. So it's not going to just pertain to a African American or Black business owner. It's going to be useful for any person that is thinking about or considering or starting a new business. And so I go into some details on specific sources that you can reach out to in the United States. I talk about how you should have business relationships with your banker, so that when the time comes, when you're needing and desiring to have funding, you can get that funding because you have a personal relationship with your banker. I talk about steps to like finding a mentor, because it's important as a new business owner to get with someone that knows your industry, knows your business, or realizing that at some point we do not have to create the wheel. We just can duplicate and put our own unique spin on other business ventures. And so you can learn from someone who is already has a strong, successful business.
Yeah, and I read your chapter. There's a lot of links, there's a lot of resource. Tell us and share with our potential readers, like what are the top 3 important resources that anyone should have?
So I expressed that the SBA, the Small Business Administration, that is a strong resource for all business owners. Wow, they just have a plethora of resources, and they want to help you. Like, that's the great thing. They want to help you, and you can go into their physical locations. They do virtual workshops. They are just ready to connect you, the business owner, with whatever it is you needing. And I also speak about, like I said, there are specifically for Black business owners, there are things called CDIs, and they're community liaisons for the banks, and like traditional banks and the communities which they call underserved. And so those funds are set aside for Black business owners. And so it's called, I said CDI, CDFI. And either way, you should get with your banks and ask for your CDFI liaison so you can tap in to the funds.
Well, and that's powerful. Do you have a third link?
You said what?
You've got a small business, right? And then a CDFI. Do you have a third one?
Yes.
That anyone should take?
The third one I would say is research. Before you get your business out on the road and into the world, you need to see what's already out there. You need to find out how your product or service is actually going to affect others. So you need to do some field and market research. You know, you have to put it on the streets and test it out and see if it's going to work, or does it have the effect that you're hoping? Does it not? You know, really critically understand what's going on in your field so you can know what you're getting yourself into.
And I think the third point is so important, Friendshare, that people miss that step before they actually launch their business. Because here in Singapore, we call that the pilot testing. If you are an F&B owner, you are trying to roll out a new recipe, before you even start to commit huge resources, bring your recipe out in the street, ask them if they like it, do a survey, an honest survey with 100 random people, and also test out the price point, Friendshare. And I think a lot of people forget that, because you think that you go by the cost plus. A lot of people think, okay, this is my cost, this is my rent, this is the direct material cost, the food cost, and I'm going to mark up like 20%. But people forget that competitive pricing also, that you have to compare with that 10-kilometer region where people can drive. So you have to do that competitive testing. Not only you got to do your cost plus price testing, you also got to do that competitive pricing in the market and how much the market can absorb that price, and ask people honestly for their opinion in a survey form. How much would you pay for this if you're on the run? You're hungry
That's
during
right.
lunchtime. And how much will you pay for it in a sit-down restaurant? And ask about the portion. Ask about the quality. How would you like to be presented? So I think, friend Sherry, you brought in a very important point that people has forgotten. That pilot testing. And not only that, we call it commercialization. Like you're gonna test out your cake, right? You're gonna test out
Yes.
your sauce before you even bottle it out in the factory and push it out. So, friend Sherry, we've got
Of
really
course.
wonderful 3 points there. Could you share with us? My third question with you is your experience, first your experience as a business owner yourself. Tell us about some of the worst struggles that you've been through, and tell us some of the successes that you've enjoyed so far.
Yes, ma'am. So I've done so many things. I've lived so many lives in these 42
I believe
years.
that.
I'm so grateful. So as a business owner, I started out in real estate. And so I bought a property. It was a 4-family home, they called it, in St. Louis, Missouri, where there was 4 2-bedroom apartments in a building. And it
I
was
love
like 4,000
that.
square feet. Yes. And so it had a basement, 4,000 square feet. But what I know now, Vicky, I didn't know then. So so I didn't know to research. I just jumped into it. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about real estate. I barely had a mentor. I didn't have very many people to ask, didn't know who to outsource. I was just clueless. Literally, I'm just here with this big old building, clueless about everything. And it just took me to actually, what they call it, bump my head so many times to learn. I had a high learning curve, and it was a struggle. It was a struggle finding reliable people, reliable and dependable people to do the jobs that I needed for the buildings. It was a struggle. It was just a struggle with that was my main struggle. But what I am grateful for in the experience is that I learned so much. Like I know so much stuff about houses right now. I can tell you that a brown stain on your ceiling means that you got a roof leak. I know those things now, and I can fix things. I know how to change a door lock, so I learned so many different things. One of the things I'm grateful for in having the property was that I got to hire other Black people or other people that look like me. And that was empowering to be someone to hire, because in that it's your money. So you get to decide where you're going to put it. And so I made an intentional choice to hire my own. And I don't regret that. Sometimes I took losses. I think I talked about it on one of your shows where I got scammed by a guy.
Yes, you did.
I did. Yeah, I paid this guy and I went against everything that I usually do. And I advise everybody, even as a human or a business owner, is to trust your gut, because your gut is your instinct. And to me, when you go, if you want to take it to a spiritual level, it's God talking to you, or your spirit, or whatever spirit that you reign with. So anyhow, I gave him half the money up front, and the job was for him to put in a hot water heater in the basement, replace one of those, because I had 4 apartments in the building. I had 4 of everything. So I had quadrupled the trouble. And so he was supposed to do the hot water heater, do some painting and lay some tile. It was kind of, I was redoing the bathroom. And he said he could do everything. He was a contractor, he could do it. So I was like, okay, cool. I got confidence in you, brother. So he did nothing. He did put in an old, he didn't buy a new hot water tank. He put in a used hot water tank. He did install that, but he never showed up with anything else. He did leave some materials, but that's it. It was a total loss. So,
Yeah.
but
I
far as
remember your
success,
story about that. Yeah. I remember the
yeah,
story
yeah.
about that. That's my interview with you, the comeback story where we met early 2021, the comeback story. Please go down the links in Facebook and youtube.com/c/talk about life. That's where Francia talks about her gut wrenching experience, right? Francia,
That's
share with us one of your successes right now that you're actually helping a lot of Black businesses. Tell us about your successes right now.
Yes, ma'am. So I have transitioned from, being a landlord and all the things that I was doing previously, and now I'm an author. And so I am the award-winning author of Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? And I won an award. I submitted my book earlier this year, and I won the honorable mention in the nonfiction family genre. And so I'm really proud of that. I wrote this story in one day. Thank you, Vicki. I wrote this story in one day, the first edition. I woke up from a vivid dream, Vicki, where a good friend of mine was telling me that I had not done enough to let my children know that I still love them. My 4 children, Joseph Jr., Frencher 2, Melchizedek, and Sarai, we are estranged. And so they're adopted to another family, and I don't talk to them and I don't see them. And so I wrote this book after having this vivid dream. I wrote it the next day. Time I woke up, I penned it, and I published it on Amazon on the same day in the Kindle edition. And so then I did get it edited, and I collaborated with my dear friend Del Chambers, who she put my words into beautiful art for children. And so the book is a story from the child's perspective, asking, does mommy and daddy still love me? Now I'm in foster care. Now I've been adopted. Does my mom and daddy still love me? And it really is a love letter to my 4 children. It's a monument to them, but universally, it's a reminder, a little push of love from me to everybody that have experienced the foster care and adoption system. It's to remind them that their biological parents still love them, still cares for them, still thinks about them every day.
Yeah, and for
Yes,
sure, it must have been from the bottom of your heart, the bottom of your gut, the bottom of your stomach, because it's when you are able to write from that soul, people can read it, people can feel it, and that's why it deserves to have an award, because I think the message it kind of is shared, it rings through to many people, to many parents that is going through the same situation like yourself. So that's kudos to you, Francia. But I know you're still going through that emotional journey. It will never go away. But when they grow up, they'll come back to you, right?
Definitely. I talk to my son, my oldest son, on a regular basis. So I'm really not a regular basis, but off and on. And so I'm really grateful for that. Yeah. So I do believe in the power of manifestation. And so I do believe that my children will come back to me. And when we do, I'm going to do just as what I said in 2014 when I last saw them. I'm going to take them to Africa, and we're going to travel the world.
Yep. And then you will arrive here in Singapore with your many luggage here.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Francia. Final 15 seconds. Why should anyone pick up the book and read your chapter, and why gold nuggets for entrepreneurs?
Yes, ma'am. This is a beautiful international collaboration where you, Vicki, Esther, has brought together the best of the best. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I know what I've learned and what I've experienced. And my chapter, Black Businesses in America, really describes the challenges that are faced as a Black business owner. You won't know the experience unless you've experienced the experience.
Of course, sure.
Of
That's
course.
why we have all these people who are here to share their real stories, their real experience.
Exactly.
And you are also helping other businesses through your network right now. And I'd like to wrap up. Tell everyone where they can find you, Friendshare.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much again for allowing me to be a part of this collaboration. I'm so grateful to you. I'm grateful for all the readers who will read the book and learn so much and get their businesses going and become a success. So you can find me on my website. First of all, I'm gonna give you the short version. It's bit.ly bit.ly / as in Friday, RENCHY / F. No, I done forgot it.
No,
Let's
it's
start over.
there. Friendshare, ladies and gentlemen, it's right there on the screen.
Oh, good.
That's a smart way.
It's on my website.
Yes, it's on the
Go
website.
to Instagram. I'm Friendshare Gardner. I changed it. It's Friendshare FRENCHAIRE _Gardner GARDNER. And then same thing on Facebook. It's Facebook / French Air G. No, it's Friendshare Gardner on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter under Miss MS Frenchy FRENCHY 06. I'm on YouTube is YouTube / Susie SUSIEQTQTYB B. And that's really it. I'm mostly there. I'm also on TikTok under Friendshare and Clubhouse. Find me on the Clubhouse rooms under Friendshare Gardner as well. Let's link up and let's connect.
Yes, and let's connect also on your Instagram, where I was there before this year, I think at the beginning of the year.
That's right.
And then hopefully we will get to have a reverse interview whereby you will talk and ask me questions. And I hope to share some of this business tips to your followers on Instagram. Thank you so much, Friendshare. Welcome to Singapore once again. It is 1 p.m. live here from Singapore and also Dallas, Texas in the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, what a blessing we've got here with us. Friendshare from the US connecting to Singapore and Singapore connecting to the US. Look out for gold nuggets for entrepreneurs. This is a pre-release publicity, just like what Prince Harry is doing right there in the US, publicizing his book that is coming out soon. So ladies and gentlemen, check Friendshare out and her books out in Amazon, and also check us out in YouTube and Facebook, and also the upcoming gold nuggets for entrepreneurs. Thank you, Friendshare. We'll talk again, Friendshare. We connect again. All right, bye. Thank you so much.
See you on the News You Can Use podcast.
Yes,
Bye.
I'm coming back. So ladies and gentlemen, watch out for Friendshare's Instagram.